Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Jim Rush, Business Manager of IBEW Local 440. We're coming to you today to provide you with a local union update since we have not been able to meet at our regularly scheduled general membership meetings. Today we're going to recap our work picture, what's been going on related to the COVID pandemic, the hall operations moving forward, and a couple of our other items that we feel is important for you to have and understand. Starting off with the work picture. In the month of April, we had 149,571 hours worked. We will continue to see that trend of hours worked throughout our jurisdiction with the large utility scale solar projects that are currently going on right now. The two we have at Desert Center by D.H. Blattner and the one we have at Cupertino. Also contributing to the large amount of hours worked in our jurisdiction is a lot of industrial work going on and the school work that is kicking off due to the schools now being officially shut down for the summer. The school districts are releasing a lot of projects that our contractors are picking up at this time. With that being said, we have had multiple open calls or calls going to book for on our journeyman book, open apprenticeship calls, and we've been wrapping up apprentices. I kind of want to call on you as our brothers and sisters. We all know electricians out there. Now's the time to reach out and bring them into the fold, bring them under our wing of the IBEW, of the Brotherhood. So I want to encourage each of you to get with one of our local union organizers and introduce them to the non-union electricians that you may know, or the individual that may be interested in the apprenticeship, or an entry-level person that maybe just want to test the water with regards to the electrical field. So while the work is abundant, now is the time to organize, as we swore an oath to through the Constitution, to organize all electrical workers, and I really want to encourage you to do so. Next, we'd like to provide you with a little update with regards to the COVID-19 and a little update as to our hall operations and what has changed over the last couple of days. Over the last couple of months, all of us know we've seen unprecedented times with regards to the coronavirus. Just know that this hall and the staff has worked tirelessly to ensure that you, the membership, have all the information that you need so you can make the best decisions for your family. Up until recently, we've been pretty fortunate in avoiding COVID-19 cases on our job sites, but because the county has opened up testing to any individual that wishes to get tested, we kind of knew that we would see a bit of an uptick in coronavirus cases on our job sites. As of right now, as it stands today, we have seen coronavirus cases on 4 separate job sites. In all of those cases, the contractor has notified the hall immediately and provided us with all the mitigating factors they're implementing and putting into place to ensure the safety of our membership working out on these job sites, as well as following all CDC guidelines. So just know that we are going to continue to see cases pop up. We're assisting these contractors in limiting the cases, but just know that if you do not feel safe working on any of these job sites, you still have the ability to furlough. Always remember that. You need to make the best decision for you and your family, so make the best educated decision that you can. With regards to hall operations, we had limited hall operations over the last couple of months. We're now starting to ease that. Those restrictions effective June 1st. We're now beginning to sell merchandise again here at the hall. The hall has been open for business the whole time, but we're restricting the purchase of merchandise. We have a wide array of t-shirts here for you, no dogs, stickers, what have you. So come on down, purchase what you need to, and you're able to do so in a safe manner. We just limit the amount of people we have in the front lobby, and we still do not take cash at this time. Moving on, we're going to cover the CECW negotiations and the ratification vote that just happened yesterday on June 1st. Bernie and I served as your representatives on the negotiating committee. This negotiating committee consisted of 5 different local unions, and we negotiate on your behalf against the NECA chapters, which are the contractors, to get the best possible rates and working conditions for you and your families. By far, this agreement, even though it's a one-year agreement, is the largest monetary contract we have ever negotiated in the history of the CECW agreement. By far, in some cases, double the amount of what we've seen in the past. There was also many conditions that were approved that provided you, the CE and the CW, with conditions that align with our inside agreement when it comes to overtime and a couple other items. You, the membership, voted. We had 44 members turn in ballots, 43 of which voted to accept, 1 voted against. So just know that we'll be back at the negotiating table in approximately 9 months to start renegotiating the agreement. We're hoping to improve on what we've established in this one-year agreement, get you a longer duration agreement that provides additional wage increases and better working conditions for you. Okay, up next, we're going to provide a bit of an update with regards to the FMCP, the Family Medical Care Plan, which is our insurance provider, as well as some adjustments that have been made to our defined contribution plan with regards to the CARES Act. So first up on the FMCP, you should have received this letter in the mail over the last couple of days. It's talking about your eligibility for your insurance for the month of June. As you read through this letter, basically for an individual that's trying to get their initial eligibility or continuing their eligibility, if you worked at least a minimum of 100 hours in the month of February, you will have coverage for the month of June. They're going to be floating and compensating those hours that typically, in order to qualify for any one given month, we need to work 140 hours. But because of the coronavirus pandemic, the Family Medical Care Plan has taken proactive steps to help mitigate any loss of coverage for you and your family. So if you haven't received it yet, you should be receiving this over the next couple days. Next up on our DC plan, our defined contribution, this is essentially our annuity. We have the CARES Act that was signed into law through Congress. As I'm reading here, the Board of Trustees of the Inland Empire IBEW NECA Defined Contribution Trust Fund is announcing certain emergency relief available under the plan as permitted by the CARES Act. So when Congress enacted the CARES Act, it provided us the opportunity as trustees to make certain adjustments to our defined contribution plan in the event that you as an individual need to access additional funds, delay payments, basically make adjustments through the coronavirus pandemic should you have been adversely affected in any particular way. So through the trustees' decisions, we've looked at 3 different provisions that are allowed for our members. Number 1, a delay of repayments of current plan loans up to 1 year for coronavirus-related reasons. So you have to have a genuine reason, provide documentation as to why you weren't able to pay your loan. If you're able to do so, you can essentially have a delay on your repayment of your loan for up to a year. Second, the availability of coronavirus-related loans above the usual plan limits. So typically our plan limit is $50,000. With this provision, you are able to borrow up to $100,000 of your annuity, but it has to be coronavirus-related loans. Not exactly sure what a coronavirus-related loan would look like, but if anybody has any questions on that, I can definitely get some more information for you. And thirdly, a temporary waiver of 1 year for those participants who were otherwise required to take a distribution of their accounts by April 1st, 2020 because they turned age 70 and a half in 2019. So that's just going to delay those disbursements if you so choose to do so. All right, a little bit of a political update. Just want to touch on the HEROES Act. There's an act that was passed through Congress a week or two ago. It's an act that most portions of this bill, we as a local union support the measures that are being taken. But if you would have seen some of our social media posts, we had called upon you, the membership, to talk to your local congressman about the CARES Act and removing a deep-seated portion of the CARES Act called the GROW Act. This GROW Act is a direct attack on our multi-employer pension programs. It allows the plans to switch to a what's called a composite fund, which is essentially a hybrid of our defined contribution plan and our defined benefit plan. And it could result in lesser benefits being paid to us as the members when we go to retire. These composite plans are undermining our retirement security. So we wanted to get the GROWS Act removed from that bill. Unfortunately, we were not able to get it to be removed from the act before it got passed into Congress. But silver lining, now it's on to the Senate. So we're going to be calling upon you again as a membership to be proactive when we do so. I believe it's hitting the Senate today, on June 1st. They're going to begin discussing this item. We're going to be calling on you, the members, to contact your local senators and encourage them to remove the GROW Act that is a direct attack on our pension plan. Also in the political corner, here in California, a big legislative lift that we're really working on is AB 2736. It's a bill by Assemblyman Eduardo Garcia out there in the Coachella Valley. This is a top legislative effort to secure work moving forward with regards to Eagle Mountain. It's a project that's been on the books for longer than most of us have been in this local. And we're continuing to work in a positive direction. This bill that he has provided safeguards, additional safeguards of environmental oversight of the water tables in the event Eagle Mountain is built. So it gives a little bit of comfort to the environmentalists that there is going to be oversight. There's not going to be any mitigating damages happening to Joshua Tree, the national park, which is right on the backside of the hill. This is already terribly disturbed land. And so we're working to push this through. I personally want to thank Chuck McDaniel, our former political registrar. He put a great op-ed out there, out in the desert sun, that kind of highlighted what this project is, what it can do for the economy out there in the Coachella Valley, providing thousands and thousands of jobs and years of work, also while taking the environment into account when we do build this project. So Chuck, thank you for that op-ed. It was helpful. It was good to see. With that, that's all we have for a political update. Now on some good news. So over the last couple months, our membership has had to adapt and overcome in the ways that we communicate with one another. Typically, we have general membership meetings. We come together, whether it's having a barbecue or going on a mountain bike ride or a poker event, what have you. With the pandemic, we haven't been able to do so, but through the creativity of the staff and some of our members, we've been having multiple Zoom meetings throughout the last couple months. Zoom meetings with our Renew group, as well with our mentor meetups. Each month that we have these meetings, we've seen a continual uptick in the amount of participants. I believe our last one that we did have, which was a week or two ago, we had over 50 participants, and we had individuals from 4 different local unions across this nation. So I want to encourage each of you, if you want to participate in any of our Zoom meetings, you can send an email to info@IBEW440.org, and we'll be sure to get you on the email list next time we have a Zoom meeting. I believe we're actually going to be having one this Friday for our mentor meetup, this Friday, 5 p.m. for our mentor meetup. Some other great things that our membership has been doing is participating in food drives. The Central Labor Council here in Riverside and San Bernardino has been working to gather food for those individuals that have been out of work and not been able to make money. We had a great turnout at the last one. I believe we had 30 plus brothers and sisters that showed up to give a lending hand to provide food to the families that are less fortunate. It's been really heartwarming to see the amount of participation we've had within our local in the recent months, considering the circumstances. I'd like to see that trend continue, especially as we start to open back up. So any individual that wants to participate in any capacity whatsoever, again, you can send an email to info@IBEW440.org. Express your interest in participating and what you would want to participate in, and we'll be sure to get you plugged into the right individuals. In continuing our efforts to keep the membership in the loop with regards to what we have going on in the hall, we've tried to stay up to date with our social media posts, our mass texts, and what have you. We've now added a new component to that. If you should be seeing emails coming across called a member Livewire. This is a bi-weekly email that we're sending out to provide little snippets, little updates as to what's going on in the local union, any kind of safety measures, safety practices, heat, illness, what have you. It's a way for us to stay in direct contact with you and provide you with the information if you're not able to get it through social media or come into meetings or what have you. So if you would like to get on our email list for the member Livewire, you can send an email to info@IBEW440.org and note that you want to get on the member Livewire email list. Lastly, I want to congratulate our apprentices and our sound installers and those that finished the advanced apprenticeship. The class of 2020, you had to adapt and overcome the last quarter of your school year, switch over to a whole different learning dynamic very quickly and make the proper adjustments. Just know that although we're not able to meet in person to celebrate your achievements and your hard work over the last few years, just know that we will be putting something together as soon as we're able to do so in a safe manner for you and your families. So again, I just want to congratulate each and every one of you on a job well done. With that will conclude our local union report. I want to thank you for watching this video. Be sure to send an email again if you'd like to participate. If you want to get on our email list, make sure you go to our social media and our YouTube page. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up. With that, remember to be vigilant, be safe, and take care of one another.